This week, we're going to be heavily focusing on your protein, creating a protein goal and aiming to hit that within 10 grams, so plus or minus 10 grams each day. Now, there's no one answer and there's no one size fits all for protein for everybody. So we're going to go over in this lesson how to pick the protein goal for you. Now, in the guidelines of what adequate protein intake is for thriving, for performing, for body composition, not just surviving, is 0.6 to 1 gram per pound of body weight, or 1.3 to 2.2 grams per kilogram. We're going to be going over in pounds today. If you're a kilogram person, you can do the math in that way. So for example, if someone weighs 150 pounds, this looks like 90 to 150 grams of protein. This is per day. If someone weighs 230 pounds, this translates to 138 to 230 grams of protein per day. This is a pretty wide range, so we're going to narrow it down, and these are a few things to consider when we're looking at this. We want to look at the people who have more muscle on their body or who are leaner, leaning towards that higher range of protein. So we're gonna, as a basic guideline, look at that 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight per day. If you are someone that has a higher body fat percentage, you're maybe looking to lose a bigger amount of body fat, then you are going to lean into the lower range. So the 0.6 to 0.8 grams per pound of body weight per day. Some other things that are going to be really big to consider is where have you been at in this past week? So as you have been tracking your intake, looking at your protein specifically right now at this point, what your average was, where you were at per day. So let's say that you are a 150 pound person, you're on the leaner side. So we're looking at going into the higher range of protein per day. So that would be 120 to 150 grams of protein based on what we just talked about. Now, if in the past week your protein intake has been an average of like 60 to 80 grams of protein per day, this may be a really big jump for you to make, and it may be really, really challenging. So this is where we can go outside of those guidelines a little bit and work our way up. So as you pick your protein goals for this week, or your protein goal for this week, these are things to consider. So let's say, again, this person, 150 pounds, they're on the leaner side. We're looking at 120 to 150 grams of protein as a goal, but the average in the past week was like 80 grams of protein. So maybe for this person, their goal for the next week is to get 100 grams of protein this week consistently within 10 grams plus or minus, or 110 grams plus or minus. That may be a little bit more realistic. And then as you do that, if you're hitting that consistently, we can change your protein goal next week and increase that number. I hope this helps you kind of narrow down what your protein goal is per day for this week. I do not want you to overthink this, okay? Pick a number that is within range or is a little bit of a reach for you that gets you closer to those range goals. Pick it and stick with it for this week, really focusing on your protein and using the lessons in this week to help you do that. And we will go from there.